My Hero Academia is actually phenomenal, but you might not agree. Let me give you a few reasons why I think this show is actually a fantastic anime. You have to love the fights in My Hero. Deku versus Todoroki, All Might versus Nomu, and so many more. It's not so much the animation, but it is the emotional background information that clashes in these fights. For example, when Deku was battling with Todoroki in the tournament, we had a whole season of development for him. Izuku literally gained superpowers overnight, and we got to see him finally unleash them in a one-on-one battle with the most powerful member of his class. He stood firm and he barely lost. In addition, Todoroki got multiple episodes of backstory where he had to determine why he was even fighting at all. See, the thing about My Hero Academia is that it's not so much as the fighting itself is great, but the story that the fight tells is what's important. The fight is just a way to develop a character and his story, not necessarily to make us stand back in awe because of how big-brained the characters are or how impressive the fight choreography is. You enjoy My Hero Academia because Deku learning to use his powers is relatable in the fact that no one would know what to do with a brand new gift. We are like Deku in that sense, but also we root for him because he came from nothing. Everyone has that drive and ambition to work towards their dreams, and Izuku is exactly the same way. I didn't have much growing up, and that's where I can relate to him. You might see that even All Might, his biggest hero and the ultimate role model, said that he couldn't become a hero himself. Deku didn't give up. He still chased after that sludge villain, and All Might changed his mind about giving his quirk to Lemillion. Instead, he chose to give it to a kid not with the powers of a hero, but with the heart of a hero. So, getting back to the fights, every time we see a member of Class 1A struggle, we remember that time that they failed or they were insecure about something. Kirishima froze up against Gigantomachia when he was in middle school, but he redeemed himself and thus his entire class by facing him down in season 6. Todoroki was burnt by his mother, and he had to overcome his hatred and pride in order to access his full power and become a strong enough fighter to beat Deku. If we just saw him start using his fire for no apparent reason, we wouldn't care at all. These fights are so hype because they mean something, and that's where other anime fall short. Lots of times, like in Kill la Kill, the anime fights don't mean anything. Studio Trigger, talking about you. It's just mindless action. And while other shows can go too far the other way with their overly intricate power system, such as, oh, you countered my flames, well, my super flames burn at 10,795 degrees, which is just enough to burn through your infinite Sub-Zero magic. My Hero stays pretty simplistic. It's not like that. But that's not a bad thing, though. It doesn't matter to me that essentially each fight in My Hero breaks down to someone getting punched hard enough to be taken down. The fact is that that doesn't matter because the story behind the fights is what we want to see. My Hero has some of my favorite fights in anime, and as I already did an analysis of Lemillion and Overhaul's fight, I will just say that one of my other favorite fights is Endeavor versus the Flying Nomu. Beyond the fights, My Hero Academia has such an interesting world. People have quirks from birth, and some of them are very useful. Other quirks are devastating, and it goes to show you that it would be very difficult to keep people in line when quirks keep getting more and more out of control. I think a lot of newbies to anime really like this show because it's so easy to get enthralled into the universe. All these powers are exciting, and it's why people love Marvel movies so much too. My Hero Academia is literally a Japanese take on American comic books. The creator of the anime said so himself. Japan does things differently though. With their highly organized and traditional society, they make sure that everything is in control by placing stringent laws in action, just like the law that says no civilian can use their quirk to fight even if their life's in danger. So the fights and setting are perfect, but what about the characters? Some of the heroes are annoying, of course. Mineta is the worst offender, but even in my opinion, he isn't that bad. I even think Uraraka is a soundly developed character since she decided to fight with her own strategy against Bakugo and not rely on Deku, the main character, for everything. Now the moment you all have been waiting for, season 6. Okay, major spoilers if you have not seen the season because it was just released this year. Skip to the next chapter of this video to see my conclusion. Here we go. This season was insane. Villains die, heroes die, there's one big cluster mess of a strike force invasion of heroes into the villain's hideout. My girl Mirko absolutely clobbers multiple Nomus, and it is amazing. I loved every second of her fights. Endeavor freaking cauterized her wounds, and then they all have to fight Shigaraki, who has become a demigod. That scene where Red Riot catches the anesthetic in one hand and climbs up up Gigantomachia at the same time is so freaking sick. I can't believe that Miss Midnight died though. I was so sad about that. Man, everything was popping off and Deku finally blended multiple quirks. That was so cool. Okay, back to the analysis. So with season 6 in mind, I have to say that this anime is one of my favorites. Personally, I rank it as second as far as shonen anime go. Naruto is number 1. It is a whole journey that you have to go through, and that journey gives you so many good memories and tragic backstories to bring along with you to the next fight. That's the advantage of long-running shonen shows. They let you live with the characters for years, and then they finally give you an ultimate epic final battle to solve everything and bring an end to a larger-than-life series. With shows like Mob Psycho and Akame ga Kill, we don't get that. We get a few seasons and the story ends, but I think those shows have their own path, and it works for them. Long-running shonen anime are the heart of the genre, and that's why this is my second favorite shonen of all time. However, it is my 5th favorite anime, so yes, My Hero Academia does not suck, and it's actually a really good show. I can see why some people might not like it, but that's fine. No one is going to like every show. What do you guys think about My Hero? Also, I will link my Lemillion fight analysis in the outro, and please remember to subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Oh yeah, hey, let me know if I should do a fight analysis on Endeavor versus Nomu, okay? As always, this is the Eagle-Eyed Samurai, signing off.